in 1999, and the Porsche Carrera Cup North America has been a fantastic piece of entertainment. So let's go racing here at Road Atlanta. Well, it's a beautiful afternoon here at Michelin Raceway, Road Atlanta, and we start our two-race event for the Porsche Carrera Cup North America at their penultimate race weekend with a championship that is absolutely squeaking at the seams in terms of talent and in terms of entertainment. Hello everybody, I'm John Hindhaugh. Alongside me in the Global Broadcast Centre, overlooking the stripe at the start finish line here at Michelin Raceway, Road Atlanta, is Peter Mackay. Finely balanced, absolutely. New leader of the championship, took the lead last time out. Brian Yardley will start on the second row. The man who he deposed, but Riley Dickinson, who's led for the most part of the season, is right in front of him on the outside of the first row.
But the race brew pole sitter, Aaron Johnson, for the second race running. Fantastic stuff from that young man. And for Kelly Moss, both of their cars on the front row of the grid. They trail Top Racing by 9 points in the team championship, so they have started off their Road Atlanta weekend in the best possible way.
The race brew, 0.0% alcohol-free safety car about to roll. We'll take the opportunity to tell you a little bit about the playing field here. Well, people talk about a level playing field. This 2.5 miles is anything but. It has twists, it has turns, it has rises and falls, and it's all the better for that. The insanely fast entry to turn 1 in these Carrera Cup cars, over the top of the brow at turn 2, down through the signature S's to turn 5, and then turn 6 and 7. 7 really important because you are then full throttle all the way to the downhill braking area at turns 10A and 10B at the chicane. Overtaking opportunity there, and also potentially to try and get alongside before the kink at 11 and through turn number 12. We have seen positions change there on the last lap of a race. Championship finely balanced, as we mentioned. We have 3 classes here: the Masters, the Pro-Am and the Pros. They line up as they qualified, though. It is, for the most part, the pros at the front of the field. Peter Atwater for JTR Motorsports will line up in position number 29. On the next row forward, it's Brady Behrman, one of the Pro-Am drivers for Van der Ster Racing, and JDX Racing's Joel Johnson is alongside him. On the 13th row, it's Todd Pario at the outside position, and he's a Kelly Moss Racing driver. JTR Motorsports, Rob Walker in the Herbie-coloured, the 53 Beetle-coloured Porsche in 25th position. On the 12th row, Wes Slim for Kelly Moss has Richard Edge from ACI alongside him. It's more Kelly Moss on the outside of row 11 with Chris Palomo in the Masters category. Second spot for him in that class. ACI Motorsports, Marco Cironi, fourth in Pro-Am, is in position number 21. On the 10th row of the grid, JP Martinez for ACI Motorsports has his teammate John Jodoin behind him. They're 3rd and 16th in their respective classes. Scott Blind is the best of the Masters in a very creditable 18th position on the outside of row 9. Patrick Mulcahy for JMG Racing is second in Pro-Am, and the Pro-Am pole sitter is on the outside of row 8. It's Alan Metney for Kelly Moss Racing. JDX Racing have 3 cars together, so the 15th and 14th and 13th position are all their drivers. It's Sabra Cook, Paul Bacchus and Maddie Stewart in that order down to 13th position. In 12th on the outside of row number 6, Allegra Motorsports, Michael D. Casada. Yves Boltas for ACI Motorsport in 11th. Nola Sports, Matthias Leist in 10th, with Michael McCann from McCann Racing alongside him. All of these in the Pro class as well. Then it's Jimmy Libra and Jared Thomas for JTR Motorsports Engineering, 8th and 7th. Top 4 rows now Cole Kleck for Top Racing has Zach Vanier alongside him for JDX. In fifth. In fourth, Ryan Yardley, our championship leader for Top Racing, with his teammate Tyler Maxson and a rookie alongside him. And on the front row, it's all Kelly Moss. It's Riley Dickinson and Aaron Johnson, and again a rookie on pole position with their championship contender alongside him. Special guest to wave the checkered flag.
We do, from our presenting partner, PenFed Credit Union. Eric Ball will be giving the green flag, and there it goes. Green flag in the air as Aaron Johnson hits the loud pedal straight away and into an early lead. As they head down towards turn one, then Tyler Maxson having a little peek on the inside of turn two as Riley Dickinson opens the door, and Maxson says yes please, and through he goes into second position. Or does he hang on to it, or does Dickinson have the chance to? Yep, and here comes Yardley for the championship, side by side with the two top drivers. Oh, that was robust from Yardley.
That was a bit of hip and shoulder from Yardley. Somehow Riley Dickinson held on there, and a mistake there from the number 9 of Zachary Vanier in the white and red car. Runs across the grass, but I don't think he got an advantage from that. But it was the blue and yellow of Tyler Maxson who made the power move earlier on. The GT Silver at the back of the car, and thanks to PenFed Credit Union, who are returning for the final 2 rounds of the year as our presenting partner. So we'll have them back at quarter as well. That could have been, I was holding my breath there, and I bet Jimmy Libra was in the number 2 ACI Motorsports car as well, the black and red car, front of the field. The battle is absolutely raging, and I suspect Riley Dickinson is as well in terms of his stress levels and his anger. I don't think he'll be impressed at all with what went on at the top of turns 2 and 3.
Well, incident involving cars 78 and 91 under review, and that is your 2 championship contenders as the red Georgia Clay kicks up as Dickinson goes wide, battling away with Jared Thomas, and Vanier hard on the brakes up the inside into turn 1. Through he goes then on Jared Thomas, and Dickinson is just losing time all the time to the front runners. He's losing spots hand over fist.
Yeah, he's got dirt on his tyres there as well. Well, that has to be looked at, because it did cost Riley Dickinson some momentum. Slide by Ryan Yardley at turn 5 as he's having a go at Tyler Maxson side by side. Now Tyler Maxson is of course Ryan Yardley's teammate. There's 3 top racing cars in the top 4 at the moment.
Maxson definitely breathed out the throttle there to let Yardley through. So playing the team game, and Yardley now up into second position, so the championship leader in second. But is he going to get a penalty? That's entirely up to race control, but there was definitely a little bit of side-to-side contact, and of course Dickinson ended up off the road as well. We know you've got to give a car's width. That's
exactly what I was going to say, Peter. You read my mind. As they come in, they're side by side. Is there a car's width? It's tight.
I think if you're Yardley, you could say he squeezed me the corner before. So I think I would not want to be the one trying to make a call there. We say this a lot. We have a much more comfortable position here in the broadcast centre than they do in race control.
Well, race control are going to take their time about this, because as they do for every decision, because it's important to get the right decision, not a quick decision. It has even more implications here, but they won't be thinking about that. They will not be thinking about that. That is contact between 2 cars. The question will be, did it cause a disadvantage, and was that disadvantage caused by one of the 2 cars involved? That's basically all they're looking at right now. Johnson leads by a second now. He's cleared off Yardley with a backstop of not 1 but 2 top racing cars, Tyler Maxson and Cole Kleck. What a weekend so far for Cole Kleck.
You took the words out of my mouth there, because that was straight away. Cole Kleck from 6th up to 4th on the grid. Really fantastic stuff from him, but Yardley is on a really hot lap here. He was absolute best in Sector 1 and Sector 2, and he's now right on the tail of Aaron Johnson in that red number 24 machine. And don't forget, Johnson in his rookie year in this championship. We talk about how important it is to have track time in these cars, to have the experience of unlocking their secrets and their capabilities, and he is just, the last few rounds, just really come to the fore.
So Riley Dickinson sitting in 7th position at the moment, watching a battle between Jared Thomas and Zach Vanier ahead of him, and that's gone for the moment to Jared Thomas. No, it's still sitting behind, my apologies. Zach Vanier in the mostly white car with a little bit of red, and then the red and white Chevron JTR car, Chevron liveried car. You will recognise that livery from Porsches and a variety of Formula cars down through the years, both in IndyCar and Formula One. And that is deliberate. There's Jared's Mazda livery a few years ago that he kept under wraps superbly before debuting at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca, if I remember rightly. And it was a very foggy morning, so Shay and I were very pleased that he had a bright livery, because we could pick him out in the mist front of the field. Aaron Johnson wearing his trademark number 24 in that very dark red metallic wrap on that car. And here comes Ryan Yardley. Now this is Ryan Yardley against a Kelly Moss racing car. Now Kelly Moss is the team of Riley Dickinson, so do not expect a breathe on the throttle from Aaron Johnson as you got from Tyler Maxson. Quite the reverse. He will be trying to make that Carrera Cup car as wide as possible to give his teammate the opportunity to come back towards him. And surely Ryan Yardley has got to be cognizant of the fact that Aaron Johnson's got nothing to lose here. He just wants to win this race.
Aaron Johnson is trying to prove what he's capable of. This is his first year in the championship, and he's got his eyes set on next year and beyond too. But he wants to do that within the Kelly Moss setup, so that he could be of a big help here to Riley Dickinson to potentially back Ryan Yardley up. But right now he's also got on his mind, I want to win races. So it's really tough mentally right now as it's stretched out. What Riley Dickinson wants right now, what he would pray to see, is the race brew pace car. Yeah. To get a full course yellow is exactly what Riley Dickinson needs right now, and of course the opposite for the front runners.
And by the way, I'm not suggesting that there'd be any chicanery or jiggery or pokery from Aaron Johnson, but he's absolutely within his right to defend within the rules to the absolute nth of those rules, and he does not have to give way. Well, and he'll make it as hard as possible for Yardley. And rightly so.
The best lap that Ryan Yardley set is 0.7 of a second quicker than Johnson. Now that is a lifetime in Carrera Cup racing.
Yeah.
So
that's a big time offset. That's
exactly.
A big performance
so he's
offset.
Thinking, I really need to be defensive here. Otherwise, if I let him through, he's gone.
Yeah.
So that Johnson is really going to have to be pretty defensive here to hold off Ryan Yardley.
Watch out for the opal fruit orange. They weren't called opal fruits over here, were they? What were they called? Starburst, I think. The orange car coming up, it's very brightly coloured. That is called Kleck, and that is the third of the 3 top racing cars that sit second, third and fourth. Then it's Zach Vanier, then it's Jared Thomas, and then in 7th, some 3.5 seconds away from the battle for the lead, is Riley Dickinson. Is he saving his tyres? I mean, that's the other thing as well, of course. Aaron Johnson might be thinking, if I can hold Ryan Yardley back, maybe he's using his tyres a wee bit more.
It's interesting. I mean,
I think he's just thinking about the race win at the moment.
On
the headlight flash.
There we go.
Now, so that is a change of tactic now.
Well, I had a lovely chat with both with Aaron Johnson and with Riley Dickinson, and Aaron was talking about his time in other IMSA championships where you can get a lot with the draft. If you lose 2/10, you'll pick it up with the draft, and it's more of elbows out, and there's a lot more that's actually out of your control, whereas here there's more in your control in terms of the pace you have. But he says the intensity is the same, it's just a different type of intensity. He says here, if you lose 2/10, it's still there 20 laps later. Yeah. So everything's got to be absolutely perfect and spot on. And particularly when you've got the championship leader on your tailpipe, that becomes even more important.
This is great driving by Aaron Johnson. I don't know if he has, but it almost looks to me as if he's turned the rear view mirror on the inside and pointed it at the roll cage. Because all he is doing now, he is not even motioning to drive defensively. He's just hitting his marks, he's focusing forwards, braking as late as he can, standing up the cars behind him at the apex of the corner and getting on the power earlier than the guys behind. That gives him 2, 3, 4, 5, 9/11 Cup car lengths between him down the faster part of the circuit. Gather yourself together, brake, rinse, repeat. I'm very impressed with what I'm seeing from Johnson. He has not thrown a defensive line in as yet.
I think he's done it once and he didn't lose a great deal of time. So, yeah, really consistent.
And that was his fastest lap, by the way. Aaron Johnson under pressure at 23.619 last time around.
There you go. So he's doing his best at the moment. And remember, Ryan Yardley has not got this championship lead from going all guns blazing for the win. He's done it by having 11 out of 12 podiums. That's how he's in the position he's in. So he's only won one race. Now, whereas Riley Dickinson has won 4. But it's been the consistency of Yardley that's put him in this spot. So he might be thinking, this is what's worked for me right now. I don't have to do anything too crazy here, because he may well have Tyler Maxson being held in position there in 3rd place, because they're part of the same outfit. The top racing team might be on the radio saying, stay where you are, do not, we're trying to get a driver's championship as well as a team's championship, don't forget. Top racing lead by 9 points over Kelly Moss. So I think that, if we could have team radio, what would they be saying right now?
And Riley Dickinson is not catching this battle. He's now dropped to 4 seconds away from the leaders. Was 3.5, 3.6. So is this a tactic from Riley? Has he said to himself, right, I've lost 5 positions. I started on the front row. Right now, I'm going to bide my time. I'll either bet on a race brew safety car coming out, or I'll be saving the performance in my Yokohama tyres till later, thank you very much, and let these guys battle at the front. He can't let it get too much. In fact, actually, he's just reduced it by 2/10. Let's look at the other class leaders. Alan Metney is leading for Kelly Moss in the number 99 in Pro-Am. He's in 16th position, and he's right on the back of Michael McCann, actually, who's not in his class. Patrick Mulcahy, second in that category, is about 5 seconds back, so a nice lead for Alan Metney. And in the Masters, actually, Patrick Mulcahy is battling with the Masters leader, the Ruckus Racing number 45 of Scott Blind. Metney not in his trademark silver car of years gone by, but still with the iFly. And then look out for the bright the bright yellow number 45 with the headlamp flash. Patrick Mulcahy in that black and dark blue machine, or black and white machine, sorry, is second in Pro-Am, and Scott Ruckus in the yellow, highlighter yellow and purple machine, is leading Masters and about to be passed by JP Martinez, who's 3rd in the Pro-Am.
Scott Blind there getting into the into the back of Patrick Mulcahy in the Pro-Am class. He's on the headlight flasher. Saw a story this morning on Sports Car 365 that Scott Blind plans to go to the GT3 level next year. Gets into the corner panel there in turn 10A into the back of Patrick Mulcahy. They both get away with it. It's a very common contact point because it's such a big braking zone. They're braking from 160 miles an hour to 60 miles an hour in that very, very tricky braking zone. So yeah, looking to drive in VP Sports Car Challenge next year in a Porsche 911 GT3R. So this is what this championship is about as well, for drivers of all backgrounds and all experience levels, is trying to move up that Porsche pyramid and then moving up into the GT3R. Well, it's got a similar amount of power, but the big difference is the aerodynamic grip that car gives compared to the 992 GT3 Cup. No move, no change at the front of the field. Jaron Johnson holding on with Ryan Yardley right behind him. Maxson playing rear gunner, I would say, in 3rd place then. I mean, what can we say about the number 76 of Cole Clegg? 4th place, fantastic debut weekend.
A warning for Patrick Mulcahy of GMG Racing for contact. Door closed, I suspect, there on Scott Blind. And that was with 55, not 45. Okay, that might have been something else. However, more importantly, our race leader, Ryan Yardley, incident responsibility with the number 91, Riley Dickinson, 10 seconds at the end of the race. Now, right now then, Ryan Yardley absolutely needs this race to stay green. A late safety car at this point would be a disaster for him, and we've seen it happen. We have absolutely seen it happen. So Ryan Yardley, net at the moment second, but 10 seconds would take him down to around about Madeline Stewart in 14th position. Race control thinking it was a little bit too robust as two wheels, two Yokohama tyres from Riley Dickinson pushed onto the dirt. It's decisions like that nobody wants to have to make, but my point stands, Peter, that you've got to be consistent across the season, and the fact that that's a championship battle cannot come into the thinking from the guys and the ladies in race control. They've got to make that based on what they've been doing for the rest of the season.
What Ryan Yardley has to do now is try and get past Aaron Johnson and try and pull away. And try and spread that out. And you're absolutely spot on. The last thing in the world he wants to see is the Race Brew pace car, because that would then be, he would lose even more points. And no doubt then that Riley Dickinson would move back into the championship lead, despite himself at the moment being, trailing down in 7th place.
Yeah, but lapping a little bit closer to the leaders. Another fastest lap last time around for Aaron Johnson in terms of his own fastest lap. He's now down to a 23.608, and he's just half a second ahead of Ryan Yardley. He's done a 22.9, so there's still 7/10 performance advantage in that TCS black and yellow and silver car in second place. Tyler Maxson playing the team game there, staying well back, half a second and more. Here's an opportunity then for a pass down at turn 1. It gets set up through the final corner. Here comes Ryan Yardley. He thinks about it for a moment but can't get close enough on the brakes. It's a very light brush on the brakes at turn 1. Up to the scene of the crime, turn 2 and 3. Bouncing off the curbs, those blue and yellow curbs, particularly on the inside. Quite harsh there off the new short shift to try and stop the wheel spin. Now through to turn 5 after the S's. Classic part of the circuit and off the track. Oh, breathe a sigh of relief, Ryan Yardley. Zebra Cook has done you a massive favour. She's got a technical issue and she's pulled off, but off at one of the orange overlaps at turn 9, I think, on the back straight. Driver's right, that is, just after the second of the kinks. In fact, down at turn 10 at the bottom of the hill. Wow. That's, again, on such fine margins, Peter Mackay, do championships to race victories and championships shift.
What a pity for Sabre Cook there.
It's been an up and down season for Sabre. She's showed some pace. Other people got involved in other people's accidents, had people take her out as well. I think she has had a couple of top 10 finishes though. So what about Riley Dickinson? Well, he's dragged up now behind a sort of 4-car train, which has at the front of it Top Racing's called Kleck, then Zach Vanier, then JTR Motorsports, Jared Thomas, and then Riley at the back of that little 4-car train. So the orange, the white, the red and white, and then the white and green. And the white and green number 91 coming through to turn 5 now. That is the man who led the championship until the last round.
Well, it's I'm sure that incident will be discussed long into the night, I think, in both garages.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm thinking, the Kelly Moss, Riley Dickinson side of things, they're thinking, well, we've lost a load of, we started on the front row and we're now running back in 7th, and that was purely because we got run onto the grass. Whereas Ryan Yardley thinking, well, his first lap, I felt like he was enough space, and he could have argued, well, he came in on me a wee bit on the previous corner. They'll definitely both have their own points of view, that's for sure, and they won't be matching up.
No.
So
unlikely to find consensus there, I think, is the diplomatic term.
Probably not. And then, of course, it's up to race control to make a call on what they think. So, yeah, and as we get closer to the end of the season, these decisions become ever more tense, and the outcome of them becomes ever more tense. So,
well, the outcome, because
I
mean, let's be honest. Whilst the season situation cannot be a determinant of the decision making, the decisions that are made do have a greater significance at the end of the season. It was ever thus, and I feel for race control, I really do, because all they can do is apply the same criteria that they have been doing all season. Let's see how this one plays out. At the moment, 10 seconds would take Ryan Yardley down to, let me see, 11th position.
Which would sting big time.
Yeah, in terms of points, that would hurt. And I'm sure they have told Riley Dickinson that. You have to tell Riley Dickinson that he's got a 10-second penalty. So do what you can, but do not throw it in the boonies. This is not over. Oh, catching the curb on the exit of 10B there in that battle. That was the number 9 of Zach Vanier that just slowed him down a tiny little bit as they come across the line. More dust and Georgia Clay thrown out on the front straight. Aaron Johnson by 0.3 of a second now. Ryan Yardley with a 10-second penalty to come. Riley Dickinson in 7th. Those are the two cars who are battling at the moment. Riley Dickinson is 5 seconds behind Yardley, so he is in front of him. Also in front is Jared Thomas, Zach Vanier. All three of Yardley's teammates. Jimmy Libra is ahead of him. Matthias Least and Michael De Quesada as well, and I think Yves Boltas, so it would be 11th position as it stands at the moment. Get the abacus out again here in the Global Broadcast Centre at the front of the field. Johnson still leads. In Pro-Am, it's Alan Metney by an increasing margin. Patrick Mulcahy holding on to second, but he's 10.5 seconds behind. Still got Scott Blind tied to his GMG Racing rear bumper with the Rockus Racing purple and bright yellow car. That's very funny. Richard Edge in second place in Masters at the moment, just ahead of Rob Walker, and that's another good little battle that's going on. But it's the championship we're concentrating on correctly. Peter's done a bit of arithmetic.
So this is very much, take this with a pinch of salt, given it's me doing brief arithmetic. But at the moment, if they finished where they were, with the time gaps as they are, Riley Dickinson running 7th at the moment. That would gain him 9 points for the championship. With Ryan Yardley's position right now and the time gap, that would drop him to 11th place. That would gain him 5 points. What that all means is the championship gap would be reduced from 10 to just 6 points.
Oh, wow. Wow. Now, Ryan Yardley cannot afford here to lose his cool and throw it down. There'll be no licking stamps and sending it anywhere here for Ryan Yardley. A reminder, early on in the race, first lap, third corner, it was side-to-side contact from the 4th place starting car on what had been the 2nd place starting car. Contact initially at turn 2, and then again, I think there's 2 contacts there, actually. And Ryan Yardley, he might not like it, but he will have to live with it. And
it is that indicative of what we see in the IMSA WeatherTech Championship, how there is a new policy since the fractious day in Road America. There's been very much a tightening of what is allowed and what's not. Is that now, of course, same race control?
Yeah, absolutely.
same sanctioning body. So is that now, if he'd done that a year ago, would there be a penalty? Maybe not.
And we have had untidy Porsche races in the past as well, let's be honest, where the Riot Act has had to be read. Funny enough, Road America, I think of, we had a couple of a race weekend there that wasn't particularly pretty. Johnson holds his lead. This is going to be a great win if he can hold on for the next. We've still got 15 minutes left here, and we've not seen the intervention of the Race Brew. The Race Brew safety car. Points, by the way, go down to.
They go down into the top 15, I would say. Yeah. So I mean, if the Race Brew safety car came out, that would be an utter disaster for Ryan Yardley. Utter disaster. So he's just got to hope it doesn't. I mean, when someone puts a can of Race Brew in front of you, that's a wonderful thing. But when the Race Brew safety car turns up in front of you, if you're Ryan Yardley, that's not a good thing at all. So he's getting closer to Johnson again.
Oh, car off the circuit, turn 7. And this is the Rainmaker, the Harlequin number 70 car in Masters of Joel Johnson and JDX. He pulls it round and points it in the right direction, but every time that sort of things happen, they are having kittens on the pit wall at Top Racing, because they cannot afford a compacted field at this point. If the race stays green, effectively, this is good news for Ryan Yardley. He will move up. He was 11th as it stood, and right now he would be in 10th position, possibly 9th actually.
Vital points.
Vital points.
Just a tiny little spin on power coming out of turn 7 there for the number 70 machine of Joel Johnson, and critically we stay green. Imagine being Ryan Yardley's family right now, watching this and seeing the car off like that and going, oh no, please, no safety car, please no. Because that could make or break the outcome of this championship, not just this race. Interestingly, penalty. Now this is very helpful for Ryan Yardley, because Zach Vanier in 5th place has been given a 10-second penalty for blocking.
Right, so that's another position made up by Ryan Yardley, but it's another position made up by Riley Dickinson. So redo the arithmetic. So Ryan Yardley is now net, absolutely net. I would say he's net 8th position. And
Dickinson would be net 6th.
Yeah. So what's the points differential? Oh, dear me.
Steam's coming out my ears already.
Generally speaking, of course, the longer the race goes on, the more spread out it is. The faster cars at the front of the field pull away from the cars behind them. And that, at the moment, and this long green flag run is helping Top Racing's Ryan Yardley. Tyler Maxson, Cole Kleck doing their job behind them. Tyler Maxson, now side by side here. Now Maxson's going through. Now, I wonder if he's been given carte blanche to get after Johnson and try and battle Johnson to perhaps put Aaron Johnson off his rhythm at the front of the field. I was just wondering, they are all under the same awning, but let's not beat about the bush here. This is not like Formula One or the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship. They are all teammates, but they are all individuals with everything to fight for themselves. You'd like to think that the guys in the same awning would help you.
But also the drivers, especially young drivers, wanting support from teams, they're wanting to be in the good books of the team as well, which can maybe pay off in future. But also, it does not affect Ryan Yardley's position with that 10-second penalty if he lets Tyler go, whereas Tyler is trying to win the Rookies Championship against the man leading the race overall, Aaron Johnson.
I think that's a very good point, and I wonder if that blocking penalty for Zach Vanier has just allowed, or at least made, the guys at Top Racing say, right, we can now release Tyler Maxson, and the Rookies Championship now is what the battle for the Rookies Championship is what we're looking at the front of the field. That's a really good point, Peter, as we get a little bit of dappled sunlight in the late afternoon here. 20 minutes, 25 minutes before 6 o'clock in the evening. That's just after 10:30 in the UK, 11:30 in Europe. This championship just keeps on giving. Ryan Yardley with his championship lead being nibbled into. It's not a huge bite into it, but it's been nibbled away, and it's going to make tomorrow's race nail-biting for everyone concerned. And we've yet to see if Riley Dickinson can do it. He's closed right up onto to Jared Thomas. Zach Vanier cannot afford to be weaving around anymore either. With Jared Thomas battling him, there's 3 cars in under a second.
And if they finished where they were right now, it would only be a 2-point swing. So the championship gap would reduce to 8 points from Yardley to Dickinson.
So that's a huge penalty that has helped. Zach Vanier's penalty has really helped Top Racing and Ryan Yardley.
But Maxson is getting closer to Johnson for the overall lead.
Cole Clegg is getting a warning for blocking. Now, if he drops down, that doesn't help. That doesn't at all.
Probably not, no, because then the championship points, the closer you get to the front, the more of
the more you
gap
get,
between
exactly.
positions is. So, oh my word, I can't keep up with this. Aaron Johnson
under review for blocking. Normally, when they are looking at blocking, it's seldom no further action. It'll be a warning, or it will be a 10-second penalty for Clegg in 4th position. Oh, wow. This is extraordinary. And now the battle for the lead is actually joined. It is under 0.4 of a second between Aaron Johnson and Tyler Maxson. We haven't forgotten about Alan Metney, who has built up an impressive lead. He's winning in 15th position in the number 99 Kelly Moss racing car, the iFly machine.
Maxson getting closer all the time, lap by lap. He's right on the rear engine cover now of Aaron Johnson. Here he goes at turn 7, big launch, they make contact.
No, never at 7. That's not a pass. That is not a pass there. And that's going to take Tyler Maxson out of it. I'm pretty certain.
Aaron Johnson will be very lucky to get away without suspension damage there, because that was a big hit. That was a big lunge there from Tyler Maxson.
I said there'd be no licking the stamp and sending it from Yardley, but there was there from Maxson. How will race control see that one?
Unfavourably, I suspect.
Well, was he right alongside? And again, a spin right at the top of the hill. This could be a safety car. This is not all over yet. Oh, Joel Johnson in a very difficult spot. He's reversing back into traffic. Will this bring out the Race Brew safety car? He's got the engine running. Race control will try and let this run, and they do. And another huge sigh of relief from Top Racing. And we've still got 7.5 minutes to go.
And Johnson surely must be walking wounded now, because that was a big thump into the side there. Maxson appears to carry on. He's gone with any problem, but Johnson definitely, and Johnson will be absolutely furious about that.
Out of turn 6, as soon as I saw him doing this, I said no. Is he alongside?
The door was left wide open.
The door was left open, but you take a late apex there, and it was a. There was room left on the inside by Aaron Johnson, and all of that room and some more was taken by Tyler Maxson, and he wasn't on the curb. So it's under review. It has to be under review. I think there was enough room there. Had Tyler Maxson slowed down a little more, he could and perhaps should have made that pass cleanly. And that's what race control. Is he out of control at the point that he hits the car on the outside?
And coming back to the team dynamic, if Maxson got, say, a 10-second penalty for incident responsibility, or even worse, a drive-through, if drive-through makes it a lot more simple, but if he got a 10-second penalty there, I would think Top Racing would then be on the radio saying, move, because you want Ryan Yardley to get an extra position. You do not want then Tyler Maxson to finish ahead of Yardley, because Yardley's going for the overall championship. So many permutations, 6 minutes to go. Wow.
Well, we said entertainment And there's discussion points, controversy perhaps. Scott Blind off the circuit, excuse me, at turn 7. So easy to do in the number 45 machine. And Scott Blind.
He did temporarily lose the
Did
lead.
he leave the lead to Richard Edge there?
Yeah, but he's got it back.
Right, okay.
Also, Patrick Mulcahy, who was second place, is running second place in Pro-Am, he's got a 10-second penalty for blocking as well.
Right, exactly. I saw that, Patrick Mulcahy. He was warned earlier, I believe. So that's going to be 10 seconds for Patrick. That'll drop him down a position in Pro-Am, possibly 2 actually, behind Mark Mucciarone.
What would you say was the more aggressive move? The one Ryan Yardley on Dickinson on lap 1 or Maxon on Johnson there?
Maxim.
So would I.
Yeah,
so
the huge amount of Yokohama tyres being expended at the exit of turn 1 by Tyler Maxon. They'll want to get this done in the next 4 minutes. We want the right decision, so absolutely right, they're taking their time. What will be the determinant here is whether they felt that Tyler Maxon was alongside or ahead, and whether he left, where he hit the outside car or the outside car pulled in, and that is going to be quite difficult to ascertain. They've got more angles than we've seen, but I think there was room down the inside, and that's my initial reaction. I think there was room down the inside. I think Maxon, if he checked up a little bit more, I don't think he had to hit the car on his left.
And it was a big contact.
It was quite a big
easily
contact.
been race ending for both of them. But I think, though, the other point is as well that looking at the lap times, I think that Johnson is actually trying to back Yardley up a bit here.
Yeah.
I don't think Johnson's at the pace he could be. Now, whether that's because he's got damage or not, I don't know.
It's late.
The rear's coming around. Yeah.
Maxon, it's late, but I think it's doable. But he doesn't get the car stopped, and he's not on the curb. There's room there. Fair play to Johnson. Give him room. We'll see. We'll see. There'll be people on both sides of this, and some people are saying, "Hey, that's racing. Let it run."
Yeah, but
there's
if you
3 possible outcomes.
You talk about consistency. You would refer to the beginning, but again, not our decision to make. We're just
3 minutes to go, Peter.
Through.
Now I'm also watching Riley Dickinson. He's dropped away from Jared Thomas now. Now 10 seconds now for Ryan Yardley. We'll put him 12 back. That only puts him down to 7th position, net 6 because of Cole Kleck's problem. And Riley Dickinson would be in 5th, 4th. So 6th for the championship leader and 4th for Riley Dickinson, assuming nothing else happens for Tyler Maxon. This lap and one more. This lap he's starting now and one more as he goes through. So 5 miles, a little over 5 miles for this incident-packed and a talking point-packed race. First of 2, well, absolutely certain we're not settling this today. That's one thing we knew, and we're not settling the rookie race either, with Tyler Maxon ahead of Aaron Johnson. That's going to make things interesting and spicy there as well.
Very, very spicy.
Still nothing from race control.
Nothing from race control, and we're talking about the 2 teams at the top of the teams championship as well. So, yeah, it could be fairly frosty in the paddock after this, but that's motor racing. This is not tiddlywinks.
That conjures up an interesting mental picture there. Peter Mackay alongside me, John Hindhaugh, in the Global Broadcast Centre. Well, it is the end of the season. Tempers get frayed. Decision-making changes underneath the racing helmets. Tyler Maxon, since he got the lead, whatever you think about the pass, it was robust, I think, is the polite way of saying that, carrying a bit of damage to the right-hand side. He is now on his white flag, his final lap. And no intervention from the safety car, crucially here for Ryan Yardley, who picked up a penalty early. Still that incident between Maxon and Aaron Johnson at the front of the field. Maxon absolutely throwing everything. He's not saving any of the performance in his Yokohama tyres, almost if he knows he's driving to get a penalty and make things better. Oh, Petey Atwater's had a big incident, and that car is very damaged going down the back straight, but he's got it moving.
The rear wing snapped.
It looked like it was in two parts, and there was damage to the right-hand side, front and rear of that car for Petey Atwater. He's gone off at turn number 7 in the Masters category. I reckon he spun this into the inside wall, has he? Yes, he has. And
another near miss for a safety car as well.
Too late now. And here comes Tyler Maxon. Still no result of the incident review, so we'll call it as we see it across the line. That's all we can do. We always say it is provisional. Checkered flag. Tyler Maxon wins it on the road for now. And the gap is 3 seconds, 2.7 seconds to Aaron Johnson. Those are the... Jared Thomas dropping back. Jared Thomas dropping back into 4th. Forget that. These are penalties coming through. So Tyler Maxon wins the race on the road. Aaron Johnson is 2nd. Cole Kleck is 3rd. So Top Racing 1st and 3rd as it stands. With penalties being enacted, it will be Jared Thomas in 4th, Riley Dickinson in 5th, Ryan Yardley in 6th. Really?
There you go.
Wow.
Which would mean only a 2-point swing.
Jimmy Libra in 7th, Matthias Leist in 8th, Zach Vanier with a 10-second penalty as well, of course, down in 9th, and Michael Di Casada in 10th. Alan Metney wins Pro-Am. Masters Scott Blind back in the lead of that championship, that race, ahead of Richard Edge by 8 seconds at the end. And still we wait for car 77 and the 24 1st and 2nd review. Now, no pressure. You cannot put pressure on race control. They have to be given time to make the right decision here. And they've had something in the region of...
just under 10 minutes?
Yeah.
That's not a lot of time.
10 minutes, almost exactly. It isn't a lot of time.
No.
But they will want to, if there's something coming here, they will want that to be enacted before we get to the podium.
And we're talking about for the win as well. It's
yes,
not
of course.
Just, it's no
It's for the
ordinary
win.
incident, is it? Yeah.
It's for the win. It's for the rookie championship. 10 seconds would draw. Now, this is important. If Tyler Maxon gets 10 seconds, he goes in between Riley Dickinson and Ryan Yardley.
Oh.
Yep.
That would be the difference of 2 points or 4 points.
Correct. Unofficial and provisional results. With the checkered flag being given to Tyler Maxon by our officials in pit lane. We await the results of the race control investigation. Aaron Johnson will feel aggrieved at the moment. He's right up the tailpipes of the car that went through at turn 7. Cole Kleck makes it a 1-3 for Top Racing. Then Jared Thomas in 4th place for JTR. Penalties applied. Riley Dickinson ends up with 5th place points in his championship chart. At the moment, Ryan Yardley has 6th place points. And then Jimmy Libra, Matthias Leist, and Zach Vanier, who got a 10-second penalty. And in 10th, Michael Di Casada, Yves Baltas, Paul Bocuse, Matty Stewart, Michael McCann, Alan Metney with a comfortable win in the Pro-Am category ahead of John Jourdain and JP Martinez and Marco Cironi make up the podium there, by the way, in Pro-Am. Scott Blind at 19th wins the Masters ahead of Richard Edge, and I think Rob Walker will be third after his problems. Wes Limp and the rest of the guys with problems. Peter Atwell with a bent car at the end. Sabra Cook pulling off the track. Well, talking points are plenty, and we cannot really confirm the championship situation other than to say that Riley Dickinson has closed in by either 2 or 4 points, and the championship overall and the rookie championship will go to the final rounds at COTA, and tomorrow could be another big turning point. Make sure you join Peter Mackay and me, John Hindhaugh, for more Porsche Carrera Cup Racing North America.